Back at it again, and we've got one here with Liz Wheeler. Shout out to Liz Wheeler. But I saw that she had touched on a interesting topic that I have been ragging on quite a bit more recently. So I wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on it as well. And of course, we'll hear hers. But before we hop into that, like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Make sure you're following me on social media too. All of those links are down below in the description box. And with that being said, let's dive in.
Cocaine Mitch, essentially, I mean, he should pull the reverse cinema. He might as well just become a Democrat at this point because he's playing for their team. He is playing against, not just against other Republicans in the Senate, he's playing against you and against me. We saw this example in the 2022 midterm elections, which, by the way, McConnell had the audacity to address again, and he still blames quote unquote candidate quality and Donald Trump for the fact that Republicans did not win the Senate. Take a look.
Looking at each race
now
separately, I wasn't making that up. We had a bunch of close races. We ended up having a candidate quality time. Anybody remember who mentioned that back in August? Look at Arizona. Look at New Hampshire. And a challenging situation in Georgia as well. We did, by we, I mean the Senate Leadership Fund, did intervene in two primaries, in Alabama and in Missouri. And I do think we had an opportunity to relearn one more time. You have to have quality candidates to win competitive Senate races. We went through this in 2010, 2012, Christine O'Donnell, Sharon Angle, Todd Aiken, Richard Murdoch, and unfortunately revisited that situation in 2022. Our ability to control the primary outcome was quite limited in 22 because of the support of the former president proved to be very decisive in these primaries. So my view was, do the best you can with the cards you're dealt. Hopefully in the next cycle, we'll have quality candidates everywhere and a better outcome.
Now, does he have a point? Yes and no. Yes, because I will agree. Someone like Herschel Walker, while, you know, it was kind of fun, it would have been cool, he's not the greatest candidate. I get that. Someone like even Oz wasn't the greatest candidate. I get that. You know, I'm just being real, okay? But at the same time, you had someone like Fetterman who won and the Democrats touted. They got behind and they cheered. So was he right? Yes, but he was also wrong at the same time because of all Republicans did exactly what the left does and they rallied behind who was out there, regardless of whether or not they completely agree with the candidate choice or whatever, it would have been a different outcome. So yes, he's wrong and right. What do y'all think? Do you agree, disagree? Yes, no, maybe so? Talk to me. Let me know. And then for him to continuously rag on Trump, yo, stop. He literally sounds like a Democrat at this point. Oh, well, it was Donald Trump, you know, former president. I know. He might as well become a Democrat. Just register yourself as a Democrat, Mitch. Stop the BS. We know what you are at this point. I'm new to this and I can see straight through the smoke screen. You're not a Republican. Stop with the charades. Come on. Let's be real here.
I'm like this close to sending about 20,000 bumper stickers to McConnell's office just to flood his office. Bumper stickers that say, if you don't acknowledge the reality of the political enemy that we face, say it with me, guys, then we won't fight well. If you don't fight well, then we will lose. I don't want to lose. Mitch McConnell helped lose Republicans the Senate. And now he is essentially trying to take power away from the newly elected majority in the House of Representatives, too.
Yep.
And he's doing this through this spending bill. So you look at this spending bill through the lens of the capacity that the Republican Party has to fight against the cultural Marxism that's coming from the left. And suddenly the omnibus spending bill is a whole heck of a lot more interesting than just la numbers on a line. So McConnell said on Tuesday to the Republican conference lunch, he said, quote, "I think we're very close to getting an omnibus appropriations bill." This comes at the same time that the appropriations chair, this is Patrick Leahy of Vermont, said that they have, quote, "reached a bipartisan, bicameral framework that should allow us to finish an omnibus appropriations bill that can pass the House and the Senate and be signed into law by the president." So what are they talking about? What is this thing? This $1.7 trillion spending bill is what the Democrats want. I don't know why they are calling this bipartisan, because no conservative who is a principled conservative could in good conscience vote for this.
I think if you took a vote amongst, conservative citizens, not politicians, this would fail by a country mile. By a country mile. It wouldn't even be close. The number of no's versus yeses, in my humble opinion. But if I'm wrong, let's take a vote in the comment section. Would you vote to pass this omnibus bill? Yes or no? Let's tally it up in the comment section, all right? Talk to me.
This is a situation that I'm not sure has any, if any precedent. If it does, it's not much, any precedent in the modern United States, because what we're in right now is we're in the lame duck session of Congress. That is the part, the small period of time, the short period of time between the election before the new Congress has been sworn in. So the people who won their races in November haven't yet come to Congress. They don't have their voting power yet. That will happen in January when they're sworn in. A lame duck Congress, there is an element of tradition in a lame duck Congress where if, for example, the House of Representatives, the outgoing Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, is no longer going to be the Speaker of the House because the Democrats lost the House of Representatives, typically in that lame duck Congress, there's a little bit of respect given, a little deference to the fact that, okay, the people have spoken and they no longer want you in charge, so you don't have a mandate to do anything very radical. You don't have a mandate to do things that are on what I would consider the edge of the fringe of the Democratic agenda, right? So we are in a lame duck session of Congress right now. This is when the outgoing Democrat majority in the House is outgoing. We are about to have an incoming Republican majority. And yet what's happening here is McConnell is it's McConnell. That's what's so mind-blowing to me about this is I would expect this from Democrats. I would expect Democrats to be like, listen, tradition be damned. We don't care anymore. We don't care about norms. We just want to win by hook or by crook. And that they would maybe violate a norm that's not technically a violation of the rules. But this is McConnell. This is a Republican that is taking advantage of this lame duck session of Congress and trying to pass something that would essentially neuter the incoming Republican.
Yep. It's all coming from the Republican leader who has a 7% approval rating. Not 70, not 27, not 37, not 47, damn sure ain't 57, a 7. Single digit approval rating. He is the leader of the party and is now showing why he has a 7% approval rating. He just castrated all of the new Republicans coming in. That's essentially what he's doing. He's tying all of their hands behind their backs. I need to make a t-shirt that says something along the lines of, it's time to ditch Mitch. Need to make that a big slogan. Ditch Mitch. Ditch Mitch. And once again, so my words aren't confused, okay? I don't mean physically harming the guy or any politician whatsoever. Goodness gracious. It's a shame that I even have to say that, but I know people are going to try to twist my words. So I want to make it 100% clear what I mean by that slogan. I don't mean physically harming Mitch whatsoever. I don't endorse any of that or want any of that whatsoever. All I mean is getting him out of office. That is all. That is all. Okay? No physical harm involved. But it is time to ditch Mitch. He's got to go. He's got to go. There's a lot of other people who I would rather see in that position other than Mitch. So many other people. So many other people that I think would be so huge for the Republican Party. Listen, if we had great leadership in the Republican Party, I think a lot of this stuff that is going on would cease. If we had leadership that stood up the way Nancy and Chuck Schumer stand up for the Democrats, and they rally the Democrats, even behind terrible candidates like Fetterman, all of these shenanigans would be virtually over. Because you can't make an argument for what the Democrats want to push. The Democrats can't make a coherent, they can't make a good argument when you... This is like the most insane part about all of this to me. You take Democrats, right? And you take what they want to push, and I'll end it with this. You take what they want to push, and you put that against what Republicans want to push. And Democrats try to make an argument for what they want to push, and the argument sounds ignorant because it doesn't make any sense. But since our leadership has no cojones, since our leadership is basically a rhino, it's a Democrat in disguise, we never force the Democrats to stand up and own these terrible things that they want to push. So they get to just, dance around it, say a bunch of nice, fluffy little words, and people just eat it up. But if we had good leadership, that would all be over. It would all be over. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. Shout out to Liz Wheeler. Make sure you guys go subscribe to her YouTube channel as well. Show her some love. I'm out.